Well, a very warm welcome back to Travel Tour Taste. If it is your very first time with us, thank you so much for joining us. It is the middle of August. As you can see, the sun is shining. It's absolutely stonking hot here today in Bournemouth. What we're going to do is, we're going to make this a fairly short video, I think, maybe. I can't promise anything. But what we're going to do, we're going to go down to Boscombe Pier, through the gardens, and then we're going to go all the way along to Bournemouth Pier and give you a little feel of what the beach looks like and what's going on around Bournemouth Pier, what's down there at the moment here in the middle of August. We will be bringing you lots of different videos of Bournemouth at different times of the year, so then you can get a real true perspective. Well guys, we are halfway down towards Boscombe Pier. We literally only live about 5 minutes where you saw us earlier today, 5-10 minutes away from these beautiful Boscombe Chine Gardens. So this for us really is the halfway point. It's a beautiful place if you're into fitness to come and exercise and things like that. Like, we have got another Boscombe Gardens video, an actual video, so if you want to check out the Boscombe Chine Gardens in more depth, just check out that video. It is in there in the Dorset playlist. But just look at this place, isn't it absolutely stunning? When I did the one before, a couple of months ago, the flowers and things like that weren't out. But now they've managed to do up the gardens and there's more flowers around. You know, they really do put a lot of effort and a lot of work into not only the Boscombe Gardens, but the Bournemouth Gardens, which we're going to show you a little bit later. Catch up with you soon. Well, that was Boscombe Gardens that we've just walked through. Like I said, we've got a video out on Dorset playlist that actually shows you the whole of Boscombe Chine Gardens, which is absolutely awesome. So what we're going to do is we're going to pop over, have a quick look at the Boscombe Pier, because that's where we are right now. It's all downhill. On the way here, it's all downhill, so that's all good fun. But on the way back, of course, uphill, so not so good. So follow me over. We're going to pop over and just check out Boscombe Pier. We won't go on it today. Like I said, on that video of Boscombe Town as well itself, there is plenty of footage of us up on the pier as well, so make sure that you check that one out. So we're just about to start the main part of our journey, so we're going to go from here, Boscombe Pier. It's around 1.5 miles all the way along up to Bournemouth Pier. The beach is really busy. As you know, children are now off school as well. It is the school holidays and people are making up for the last 1.5 years being in isolation, being in lockdown, and now they're going to make the most of it. So we're going to pop along Boscombe Beachfront, along Bournemouth Pier front, and see what's happening down in Bournemouth. So we're halfway along Bournemouth Beach at the moment. We are so privileged to live down here in the south of England on the Dorset coast. We've got over 7 miles. I think I've said it on 1 or 2 other videos before, but we've got over 7 miles of golden sands stretching all the way from Hengistbury Head, which is that way, stretching all the way to Sandbanks. So some of you may have heard of Sandbanks because it's expensive. It's very expensive indeed, and there's a lot of famous people that live in and around that part of Dorset, but it is absolutely gorgeous, it must be said. And as you can see, down on Bournemouth Beach in the middle of August, beautiful blue sky, beautiful clear sea, which is very important indeed. And of course, lots and lots of different activities. As you can see just behind me there, we've got some beach volleyball going on, beach netball, whatever it's called, something like that. Let's go see what else we can find. Now, all the way along Bournemouth Beach, not only do we have ice cream stands that sell lots and lots of different types of refreshments, but if you're peckish and you want a nice hot lunch, then we've got fantastic stores like this one, and the prices, as you can see, are very reasonable indeed. And this lovely lady here, she'll be more than happy to serve you. This one's called Loaded Dogs and Fries. What a fantastic name, and I love this wooden effect, and the barrel for me just kicks it off. Fantastic stuff. At the beginning of September, and it's the Bournemouth Air Show. It is back this year. Look at this, and this takes you all the way from Boscombe Pier to Bournemouth Pier. Maybe if I'm feeling a little bit lazy later on, we might get that one back. Give everybody a wave. There we go. Good stuff. How cool is that? So yeah, I don't know what this, it is at a bar. I can hear music and they've got it fenced off, but it doesn't look too bad. Looks like they've got a balcony up there. You sit up there, have a beer, have a glass of wine, bit of Chardonnay, why not, why not? Looks very good indeed. And here we go, got the entrance. Families are welcome as well. How cool is that? You've got Pimm's, cocktails, breakfast, they do food as well. Pizza, chips, all that type of thing. Not bad. That's the first time that I've seen this down here when it's not been the air show or any special occasion. So maybe that's a feature that's going to be there every single summer now, because I'm pretty sure that that is definitely a new feature. Out there you can see, can you work that out in the background there? Few beautiful sailing ships, the sun glistening off of the water. How gorgeous is that? Absolutely love it. Stunning, stunning. Now, unfortunately, half of the cliff face came away, and as you can see in the background there, they've got it all fenced off, and it's been they've been trying to fix it for 3 years basically, possibly even a little bit longer, and luckily nobody was injured when that happened. I think it happened sort of like early hours of the morning with the torrential rain and the winds and everything else, but luckily nobody was injured, because it was right next to one of those lifts, and it did actually cover some of the lift and the cafe that was at the bottom of it, so it came through the roof of the cafe. But like I said, thank God and thank goodness nobody was actually injured in that incident. But it's taken them a long time to actually sort that out and get it fixed. You can probably work it out just behind me up there on the cliff top. Now at the top of those cliffs there's another great thing. There was you know, I was talking about the Bournemouth Air Show. There was a disaster with the red arrows, and one of the pilots on his way back to Bournemouth Airport ran out of fuel, and what he had to do was ditch. Instead of it going into any of the houses around the airport, he took it upon himself to ditch his plane and himself in a field, and unfortunately he died in the process. But just at the top of that cliff, you can see where the lift is there. Just at the top of that cliff is a beautiful, and I will show you it at some point on one of the videos, a beautiful memorial that was done by a bunch of local school children between the age of 8 and 13, I do believe, and it's a memorial to John Egerton, Eggy as he was known, the Red Arrow that died in the Bournemouth Air Show. That's going back a few years now. There we go, there's another quick look at the lift. Wow. But yeah, it looks like they're getting it back. You know, they're almost rebuilding the cliff face, which is pretty unbelievable. I like these little lifeguard centres, and it gives them a much better perspective, and they can see a lot more, and it's a lot more organised. So being down on Bournemouth Beach is extremely safe. You know, there's always lifeguards around. The sea's never really that rough. They did build a surf reef up at Boscombe, but it was a bit of a disaster, unfortunately. So what they had to do was they got the Australians back in to rebuild it a second time, costing a few more £1 million, and it still didn't work. So Bournemouth isn't the best place in the world. You've got to go further along the southwest coast towards Weymouth and Cornwall and Devon, and all that coast is more for surfing and that type of thing. But here in Bournemouth and Boscombe and Hengistbury Head, the beaches are very safe. The waves never get above 3 or 4 foot, so very safe indeed. And again, as you can see, lots of ice cream huts, lots of food huts. We're just coming up to another one now. The beach, because we're nearly at Bournemouth Pier, the beach is starting to get a bit more busy. People tend to, you know, hover around the beach huts and the piers, because it's probably with the easiest access there and the access home as well. But plenty of places to grab something to eat, you know, on a beautiful day like today. And wow, boy, are they making the most of it right now. They really are. You know, being cooped up for 1.5 years, everybody in lockdown, and now the tourism is back. So this is great for Bournemouth, because Bournemouth has to thrive. That is how Bournemouth survives. That is how Bournemouth grows as a town. It's got a massive student population, and obviously we've been missing most of those students for most of the year due to COVID, but they're all back in town now. And you know, we get a lot of stag and hen parties down here because there's tons of hotels here in Bournemouth, and you can see why. You really can see why. And all the way along the seafront for 7 miles, you've got all these little beach huts. Now, some of these beach huts are a little bit bigger than others, and a few years back, and I think a few of them are around that price now, a few years ago, 1 or 2 of these beach huts was put up for auction. Not these little ones, but ones that are about twice as big, and it went for £250,000, £250,000 for a beach hut. Now, I think that's up near Sandbanks, and it's down near Hengistbury Head, so those ones are a little bit bigger. You can sleep in them. Some of them are like double-storey beach huts, so very, very expensive indeed. £250,000 for a beach hut. That's absolutely crazy money. And like I said, that was only one of them, and that was a few years ago now. So I think a lot more of them are going for around that price, that type of money. Pretty unbelievable, really. Guys, as you can see, there's tons to eat down here, and a great variety as well. We've got a noodle king there, and just look at those dishes. Look absolutely fantastic, and I'm sure that they taste exactly the same. We'll be checking that one out later. What have we got here? We've got a burrito grill as well. Lots of different sauces, lots of different meats, and the price is not too bad at all. Around £6 to £7 for a burrito. And of course, we've got the world famous Harry Ramsden's down in Bournemouth as well. How cool is that? Little bit pricey, I'll be totally honest with you. But as you can see, there's plenty to do for all of the family down here at Bournemouth Pier. There's a bit more here than there is at Boscombe Pier, it must be said. Most people do come to Bournemouth, but a lot of people do take a trip up into Boscombe, where we've just come from. We've got some motorbikes there as well. Oh, do you think they'd let me on? I think I'm a little bit too big for that now. Not by much, because I'm only 4 foot nothing, but yeah, wow, it's a lot busier. And like I said, it's very family orientated, Bournemouth. It's such a great place for families to come and have a great time and be safe, and that's one of the main things. We're still seeing people walk around with masks and things like that on, but it is optional at the moment. In the UK, if you're watching from another country, it is actually optional. You know, on the shops, they've got signs saying you can wear it if you want to, and if you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. More hot and cold drink stands all around. And we've got the Royal Air Force, one of those simulators, and I'll be totally honest with you, I haven't tried it yet, but will do. It's on the to-do list for Travel to a Taste to go and check out, and it's a Red Arrows. Wow, it's massive, it's huge. Isn't that fantastic? How cool is that? Don't know what the prices are, haven't got a clue, but we will be checking it out at some time. And see this very strange building behind me here? This building behind me, it's been there for about 2 years now. I was going to say it's a brand new tourist information centre. It's not brand new, but boy, is that modern. Isn't it absolutely stunning? Now let's have a look. What have we got up here now? Beautiful scenes behind me there. And we've got Smuggler's Cove. This is an adventure golf course. How cool is this? This again is brand new, because what they used to have in this section, in this area here, over the last couple of years, in the summer, they used to have like outdoor cinemas, or they would have live bands, because they used to put a stage up that side of this golf course. But they've obviously changed it now to a pirate adventure golf course. Fantastic stuff. Not bad, not bad. It's very busy. Like I said, it's the 10th of August, and we'll be bringing you loads more videos from Bournemouth at different times throughout the year. We've got a cafe here where you can get all sorts of refreshments throughout the day, throughout the weekend. I'm not sure, I think it stays open till about 8 o'clock in the evening, and I have been on this thing. This is awesome, and if you come to Bournemouth, it's definitely worth having a go. Huge wheel. And I tell you what, on a clear day, and today is fairly clear, on a clear day when you're up at the top, you can see for around 50 to 60 miles. So you can see Weymouth, you can see the Isle of Wight, because the Isle of Wight is only a few miles that way out at sea. So we're in the centre of the beachfront here. We've got a big amusement park just on the edge of the pier. We're not going to go up onto the pier today, but we're going to save that for another day. So make sure that you check that one out. I'm just going to try and give you some prices, because if you're in Bournemouth, this is what you want to come and see, because you can see for miles and miles and miles. It's extremely good, and for adults it's only £9, so fantastic, and it's well worth it. When I went on it, I was on it for about 20 minutes, so you definitely get your money's worth. We've got hot rocks up there. If you want a couple of cocktails and you want a burger, or you want some steak, or you want some ribs, that's the place to go. Overlooking the sea, absolutely amazing. All the way around the front area of this pier, we've got souvenir shops, we've got ice cream shops, there's toilets there as well, convenience stores, and up on top, I don't know whether you can work it out.
What's your channel's name?
What's your channel's name? She'll give you a card, mate. What's your name? What's your name?
I'm Jamie Redcorn. I do YouTube as well.
You just YouTube as well?
No, I'm going to start doing it again.
Good man, good man. Do you like it? Do you enjoy it?
Yeah, I actually like it.
It's great fun. Good stuff.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
You
Take
too.
care, my friend. See you soon. There we go. Isn't that lovely? Just to meet some locals or people that are down here on holiday, enjoying the sunshine, you know, having a good time after a year and a half. I know I keep saying it, but it's the truth, isn't it? But yeah, what was I saying? At the top of the pier there, you've got a bar called 𝓳𝓸𝓲𝓷𝓲𝓷𝓰, so you can sit up there, have a drink, again overlooking the sea. Again, just behind me there, you've got the oceanarium. Great fun, great fun. They've got all sorts in there. They've got one of those tunnels as well, and that's pretty cool. That's pretty funky. And let's just take a quick look at the end of Bournemouth Pier. Now, at the end of Bournemouth Pier, I don't know whether you can work it out in the background there. At the end of Bournemouth Pier, they've actually got a zip line which takes you from the end of the pier all the way down onto the beach, so you're out over the sea. It is a little bit pricey, so if you're going to come and do it towards the end of the season, because the prices do drop dramatically. And of course, they've got some children's rides, and there's a couple of cafes on there. And that building, like I said, another day we'll take you up along the pier and we'll give you a more in-depth look at that. But there's tons to do up there. There's an activity centre, which is like rock climbing and all that type of thing. It's an indoors thing, so it's safe for children as well. Absolutely amazing, plenty to do here. We're just going to take you up to the last amusement arcade, and then I think what we'll do is we'll say goodbye for today, and we'll bring you down another day so you can see a lot more, maybe a little bit earlier in the day, because it is getting on into the evening now, early evening, so the sun will be in a different, you know, direction and things like that, and you know, there'll be a different type of people down here, you know, for you guys to check out. But honestly guys, if you've never been to Bournemouth, this is one of the places in the country we're very proud to be here. We're very proud to live here. Most people that you talk to love it. A lot of people actually from Bournemouth and Dorset have actually moved from other areas to come and live here in the first place. You don't find, which is very strange, you don't find many people that were born and bred in Bournemouth, which is crazy. But yeah, I've been here 23 years and it's absolutely amazing. There's never a dull moment. And also on a Friday night, off the end of the pier and around the pier, they have boats. And at 10 o'clock in the evening, they have music and they let off a firework display. And they do that every Friday night, all the way through the summer. And it is something to be seen. We'll be bringing you more videos on that one as well. But for now guys, what I want to say a huge thank you to each and every single one of you. Thank you for tuning in, thank you for spending your precious time checking out this latest video on Bournemouth. It's a beautiful place to be. If you haven't already, smash that thumbs up, leave a comment, we will get back to you as soon as we possibly can. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe, and we'll see you very soon.
Travel, talk.